Kila siku naamka mapema, chapatizi hadi na hema. Kama mwizi ongenga manena, fika studio mstari na tema.
Hello everybody, welcome back to this podcast. It's called Club 13 Podcast. I know it's been a while. A lot of people have been requesting me to do shorter videos, so I thought as much as I like doing the longer videos, give me time to explain the concepts that I need to, I decided to take time off and come up with ideas for shorter videos. So today we are going to be doing something that I think I'll be doing regularly. It's called 7 tips in 13 minutes. And this is the very first episode of that segment, 7 tips in 13 minutes. Now today I want to be talking about, in regards to the 7 tips, today we are going to be talking about 7 tools that I believe are essential for men to have in the house. So these are tools that a man is going to be using a lot in the house to handle different situations. Things arise, as is the norm. We have situations, and sometimes you need to have the right tools. The first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking of tools that somebody needs to have in the house, the first thing that comes to mind is a hammer. Now I have the tools here with me so that those who don't know will see. This is what we call a hammer. Mine is actually quite cheap because I don't use it so much. This costs around 300-400 shillings. So a hammer is very important for a man to have in the house. This can act as a weapon in case somebody attacks you in your house, but more than that, it's a very good tool to have in the house for hitting nails into place or various objects. Cases arise where you need a hammer to make something. Okay, so the first on my list is always going to be a hammer. The second on my list, second object that I think is very important for man to have in the house is pliers. You need a good set of pliers. There's quite a lot of things we can use this tool to make or solve issues in the house. You need pliers. There's a plastic covering here to help you in case you're touching electric wires with this. But pliers are very important to have in the house. Number 3, the third one is a measuring tape. This is an example of a measuring tape. This is a measuring tape. As you can see, we have measurements in feet. Some have them in meters, I think, but this one has them in feet. The one I got is 7.5 meters long. There was a shorter one, but I decided to take this one, 7.5 meters. I don't use it that much, but it's an important tool to have in the house, just to measure distances. For example, let's say you're trying to get new furniture and you don't know the dimensions of your sitting room, living room. This helps. You're trying to fix something and you need measurements. Quite handy. So that's measuring tape for you. The next tool that I think is important for you as a man to have in the house is a pair of scissors. When we talk about scissors, a lot of people think that scissors are for women. No, scissors are for everybody, and we use them to cut. Scissors are used to cut stuff. I think, scissors are used to cut stuff. So a good pair of scissors will go a long way in helping you sort out issues in the house. especially if you're a DIY person or you have kids in the house and you'll be making a lot of stuff for kids. So that is important. My next tool is a hacksaw blade. A hacksaw blade is very handy, especially when you're trying to cut pipes, plumbing pipes. You're sorting something in the kitchen sink or whatever it is that you're doing. A hacksaw blade comes in handy. Or maybe you lost, you know, you had locked your bike with a small padlock and chains, and then your kid loses the key. You need something to cut that padlock. This comes in handy. Or tiny pieces of wood. I know this is not for cutting wood, but it comes in handy to cut tiny pieces of wood. And next, we have a tester. This here is a tester, and the testers that I've seen have a flat tip like so. So you can use it as a tester and also a flat tipped screwdriver. So we use this to see whether there's current in wires. You want to fix a bulb and you don't know whether it's off or on, you can use this to figure that out, whether there's current. So this is called a tester. Now, while I'm still talking about a tester, let me talk about screwdrivers. So we have two main types of screwdrivers that would be very handy for you to have in the house. I have with me here a flat tip screwdriver. It's as flat as the tester that I just showed you, and also a star tip screwdriver. When you're fixing, let's say something is wrong with your bulb holder and you need to fix it, or other things, electronic stuff, these two will come in handy. You can have them of different sizes. I know people struggle when they bought they've gone into a new house or they're moving into a new house, and just fixing the bed is normally a big struggle, because we find ourselves in situations where we don't have the right tools. Something as simple as that, you have to go hire somebody else to fix your bed for you. It's quite embarrassing as a man, I think. For me, I went and got myself these spanners. This is a size 14, and this one is a size 15 and 14. 15 on one side and 14. I use this a lot, apart from fixing my bed. When you have a pump for water, and there's something we call airlock, you can use these, because most of them use the same bolts as our beds, the same size of bolts. So size 14, 15 is good enough. You can use a spanner to go and unscrew and fix airlock on your pumps. Okay, so just to go over them again, I started with a hammer, and then I showed you guys a pliers. There was a tape measure, and there was a hacksaw blade, a pair of scissors, a tester, and screwdrivers. So for me, I'm a strong believer in being equipped, having tools to deal with problems that arise in the house. You don't always have to call a fundi in the house to fix for you stuff that you can do by yourself. Of course, you can always go on YouTube. For example, the first time I fixed an airlock, I looked it up on YouTube and had my phone with me step by step and just simply follow the instructions. And currently, if I might brag a little bit, I'm the king of fixing airlocks. Yeah, you can imagine. So it is important as a man to have tools in the house to fix things around the house. Okay, of course, basic things. I'm not encouraging you to go dismantle a whole TV and try and fix it. No, you need a fundi for such things, unless you understand electronics. But there are things around the house that you can easily fix if you have these 7 tools that I've shown you today. Yeah. So be it fixing your bed, fixing your kitchen sink, fixing your bulb holder, your sockets, etc. There's a lot of things that you can use these tools to fix. You can even use them to, like I mentioned, I love DIY things. Since I was a kid, I've been making toys. My parents never bought us toys, so we had to be creative, which was a good thing. So I used to make toys with wires, and wires can hurt your fingernails. So I buy my kid toys, but he prefers the ones I make. When I have time, I make toys using wires and the stuff I used to do as a kid. And he's able to see what I'm doing. And it's a fun bonding thing to do. Also, I try as much as possible to demonstrate to him the safe ways of using tools. For us who went to school a long time ago, we used to take classes on tools. I remember art and craft classes. We made a lot of things, so we were able to learn how to use tools safely. So remember, whenever you're using tools, safety first before anything else. You have to be safe. Okay, you have to be safe. Yeah, and that's it. I think I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Don't forget to like if you find this content helpful. Like and subscribe and share with your friends. The idea is to help as many people as possible.
Kila siku naamka mapema, chapatizi hadi na hema. Kama mwizi ongea manena, fika studio mstari na tema.